Alright guys, well, we're going to begin with this tutorial on how to use the Quire application. So this application is going to help us plan the events of the course. So if you are registering for the first time, you'll just hit here, get started, register your email, then you'll be able to log in. Since I already have an account, we'll go ahead and continue. Alright, so guys, what you're going to want to do first is the leader of the team, you're going to add the organization. So we're going to set the organization name to ISIS 2503 section 2 or section 3, whichever section you are, and we'll hit create. Now once we're here, we can do neat things like we can edit the picture or whatever. So let's say I want to upload a picture for my team. Let's go ahead, maybe we can put this ghost. You can set a description, you can add a personal website, but we're going to focus on the members. So here, I'm just going to add some temporary members that I know exist. So here I'll add one member just for the purpose of this demo. And I'll add another member here. Alright, so I'll send these invites, and then these members will have to confirm their acceptance into the team, but there they are. So now that we have our members, let's go ahead now and exit out, and we're going to want to create a project. So we can go here to add project or do it in the same menu bar. So we'll add a project and we'll just name the name of our group. So I'll just put here group name. Alright, so now we have a group. We can access them through the sidebar. Here we can see the our workspace, and we have our group and the project, which is called group name. Now, what we're going to want to do here is add a task. Now, the task can be pretty much anything you want. You can make it the name of your ASR, which is your architecturally significant requirements. You can put the name of your user story. We'll do something simple like implement shopping cart. All right. Now, one thing that bothers me that I actually not sure if you guys would prefer it, I like the dark mode. So I'll just go ahead and change this to monochrome dark, and I'll set my first day of the week as Monday. And those settings automatically update, and I don't want to receive emails from Quire, so I'll go ahead and remove that. So now that we're back here, we implemented our first task. All we have to do now is we can add different tags. Now the tags are basically anything you want to filter by, right? So it could be, for example, sprint 1. We create the sprint 1 tag. Maybe we want to make a tag from the user story, so I don't know, maybe ASR 4 if you'd like. You can create pretty much anything you want to filter by, maybe the shopping module, and that's how you do the tags. Now, if I come here, I can go ahead and select the day it's due. So let's say I set it for Saturday, February 6th, and this assignee is where we select who's responsible for this task. Now, it could be 1, 2, 3 people. So maybe I'll assign myself and maybe another partner. So I can come in here and I could say maybe this would be another person. All right, and I'll invite him to be a member of this as well. Now you see how here it changed, right? So if you want to add multiple people, if you just add here, it's just going to change the person assigned. You want to hit this plus button. So now we can see that both are assigned, and when I hit enter and leave, we see that both people are assigned to this task. Now I can assign another person to this as well. Let's put this one, and it'll send the invitation, and there are the 3 people responsible for this task. Now sometimes we want to split the tasks into subtasks, and the good thing about Quire is that you can create nested tasks. So you can either do it by pressing this button, or we can create a task by hitting this and then hitting the tab button, and that'll make a subtask. So let's go ahead and create a subtask, and we can say something like add shopping button. Something simple, right? And then now this subtask, let's say we want to give it the same ASR, the same shopping, the same sprint 1, and let's say this is due earlier. Let's say this is due tomorrow. Okay? Now, once we click on the information for this, we can also select the priority. So this could have a low priority, while let's actually make this a subtask. There you go. So maybe we can make this high priority, urgent. All right. So now here we can collapse the tasks, and we can even create sub tasks. So maybe this could be, I don't know, maybe something like decide on the name. I don't know, something simple. And let's say this only has the shopping and sprint one, for example. And we can make this that sub deadline due for today. All right, now if we click on this, we can show more options. So we can set it to repeat, a start date, we can set the time. So maybe let's say we want it to be due today at 9 p.m. and we said okay. All right, so that's the basic premise. Now, whenever we finish these tasks, we can just hit this, and that marks it as complete. Now, whenever we click this board, we can see what we have pending, what's in progress, and what's completed. So if we go back to this view, let's say I go to this task here, and maybe I set it to complete, and it completes everything, right? Now, if I don't want to set that whole entire task to be complete, maybe just this subtask, and then that'll automatically remove it from the queue. Now, another thing that we can do as well is when we're here, we can add this detail panel, and then here we can select if it's in progress or completed. So let's say that this is in progress, and then maybe we can say that this one is also in progress. And you can add files, you can add a description, and you can also see who's following this activity and the sub list that's ready to be displayed. And that's pretty much it. We can also see this in a timeline form. So here we have first we have to finish this at 9 p.m. This marks the current time, and then we have this subline which has this duration of time, and then this one. Now we can also, in here, we can set the start date for these activities, so we can make it so that it all starts at the same time. And here we see that the activities have a start and end date. Just if you want to go ahead and do that. You can also sort it by month. You can show weekends. But what I like to do is we can go here and filter by date. So let's go back to this one. We can filter the tasks by date. We can also group them by assignee. So since here everyone's assigned to all these tasks, then we'll only see that same replication there. Now, something else that we want to do, let's say we want to add another task. So here, we could say that, we'll say finish report. Maybe that's an important task, all right? Now, if you want to put it in some of these other groups, we can assign it to this set of assignees. We can set it up here. We can also say we want to see only the task you're responsible for. And that's pretty much it, guys. Let's go ahead and create another task here. So if I want to set this task, let's say it's an empty task. Let's say this is complete video lecture or something like that. If you're planning on organizing yourself for the class, then we have this task here, and we have another completely different task. And let's say we assign these people. So now we know that AO has complete video lecture, finish report, and implement shopping cart, and so on and so forth. So I hope that was useful to you guys. If you have any questions, then don't hesitate to send us an email.